The following matchup is presented and played with Hockey Blast Express, a product of PLAAY Games LLC, copyright 2023, all rights reserved. And welcome back, everybody, as we get set for Game 4 of this time frame between the 76-77 Habs and the 22-23 Boston Bruins. As you can see, Boston won their first game of this time frame, winning 3-2 over the 76-77 Montreal Canadiens. But the 76-77 Habs still currently lead this time frame by a 2-1 score. As we get set for Game 4, as Ken Dryden will be in net for the Habs. Jeremy Swayman, tough decision for the coach, but they're going to keep swapping goalies here until they find some decency. So Swayman will start in net for the Bruins. I almost said Habs. Jeez. As we get set for Game 4 with 17:11 left on the clock, we are projected to at least play one more game, depending on if time remains on the clock. So without further ado, just in case if the clock does run out this game, I know all these games have been played really slow because of I'm keeping track of the assists. But even though assists are not part of Hockey Blast Express, I like to play them out and hand out assists as well. It's part of hockey, so why not? So without further ado, if the clock does hit 0 in this game, Game 4 will be it. If time remains, we will definitely play Game 5. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Will the clock operator please start the clock? We're going to begin with a visitor scoring chance of a 21. Home goalie must make shot save. And right off the bat, Jeremy Swayman is going to have to be tested early, as anyone on the Habs is going to move in on Swayman, who needs to make a 1 in order to make the stop, which he won't, as the Habs will score, and it's 1-0. Montreal early, and let's see who scored the goal. 12. Roll a die. So 1 or a 6, a 6 will be a reroll. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 will score the goal. 6, again, will be a reroll. Player number 1, that's Bob Gainey. So Bob Gainey will score the goal. And how many assists? 1. So it will be... I think we're going to give it to Lamar. So Gainey from Lamar is your ice-breaking goal stat line here in game number 4. We got a quality check between anybody on the ice for the Bruins and player number 4, that's Serge Savard for power. Pick your poison between DeBrusque, Nosek, Carlo, and Forbort. I think we're going to go with Nosek. Savard and Nosek do have power, and we move on to the next segment here in this one. We got a quality check, this time between players 1 and 5. That's Marchand and Guy Lapointe for power. Guy Lapointe's going to win that battle, as the hothead, Brad Marchand, will lose that one, as Guy Lapointe will move in on Swayman, who needs to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. And Swayman does so. Wow. And just for that, Brad Marchand can go to the back of the pile in number 1. Home scoring chance of a 25. Choice home player rolls for a goal using assist stars +2. Well, here's the deal. Tyler Bertuzzi has is going to end up getting a 3 or a 4. DeBrusque is going to get a 2 or 3. Same with Coyle, 2 or 3 with a dot. I think we're going to get that chance to Tyler Bertuzzi. We're going to give the goal chance to Tyler, as he needs to make a 3 or 4 with a dot to score the goal. Can't, and Dryden will save that one. And we move on to the next segment. Quality check between both players in 5. That's Nyrop and Forbort. We're looking for speed. Bill Nyrop does have speed as he moves in on Jeremy Swayman, who needs to make a 2 or 3 with a dot to make the stop. Can't and the Habs extend their lead by 2 as Bill Nyrop will score the goal. And how many assists are given out on the goal? 2. We are going to give one to Robinson and the other to Pete Mahavlich. So Nyrop from Robinson and Mahavlich will be your stat line for the Bill Nyrop goal. And Boston is like shaking their heads on what do we have to do to beat this team. Got to attack them early. And we got a quality check right here with a 5 and a 4. That's Forbort. Oh, Forbort was used. Sorry about that. So between Lindholm and Savard for hit. Neither player has hit. And we move on to the next period as the first period does come to a close. Your score at the end of 20 minutes is the Habs 2 and the Bruins nothing. Home scoring chance of a 53. It says visitor defense player in 4. That's Robinson. He scores a goal, or excuse me, he stops a goal with hit or a square. He does have hit and he does have a square, so he's going to stop the Boston goal from getting past him and towards Ken Dryden. And we move on to the next segment. Home scoring chance once again, a 24. Visitor goalie must make a spec save. Ooh, Ken Dryden needs to roll a 1 or a 2 to stop it. Otherwise, it's going to be a goal. It is a goal, and the Bruins do get on the board. Let's see who scored it. 12. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. 6 will be a reroll. 3. That's Charlie Coyle. So Charlie Coyle will score the goal. And how many assists are given out on the goal? 2. We've seen DeBrusque, and we're getting one from Hall. So Coyle from DeBrusque and Hall is going to be your stat line for the getting on the board goal for the Bruins. We got a quality check, this time between players 3 and 4. That's Bergeron and Savard for power. Both guys have power, and we move on to the next segment here in this one. Quality check, this time between quality check between anybody on the ice for the Bruins. And player number 4, that's Robinson for speed. Pick your poison between Marchand, Nosek, Carlo. How about we go with Brandon Carlo? Both guys have speed, and we move on to the next segment in this one. We got a quality check between players 5 and 1, Forbort and Wilson, and we're looking for power. Forbort has power as he moves in on Dryden, hopefully to make the play save. 4 or 5 with a dot will do so. 5 with a blank won't do it. Game is tied. Derek Forbort will score the goal. And 2 assists will be handed out on the play. So McAvoy and Brad Marchand will seal it up for Derek Forbort's game for the game-tying goal, courtesy of Derek Forbort. And we continue on in this portion of the segment with a visitor scoring chance, 21. Home goalie must make shot save. Yikes. Good luck keeping this game tied because you need to roll a 1 or you need to exactly roll a 1, which is 1 in 6 odds, which you won't. With a 2, as Montreal will score. Let's see who scored it. 6, player with the best shot rating. So player with the best shot rating right now is Guy Lapointe. So Guy Lapointe will score the goal, and 1 assist will be handed out on the play. How about defenseman for defenseman? Savard and Lapointe will be your assist takers on that, on the go-ahead goal here in this one. Quality check between anybody on the ice for the Habs and player number 3. That's Nosek. We're looking for speed. Wilson, Jarvis, Robinson, and Nyrop both have speed. All have speed. We're going to go right across from them. Nosek and Jarvis both have speed, and that's how the period is going to come to a close as the Habs currently lead this period, or excuse me, currently lead Game 4 by a score of 3-2 as we head to the final period of Game 4. It's a quality check between both players in 1, Bertuzzi and Wilson. Wait a minute, Wilson was used. I just remembered on the Derek Forbort goal. My fault. So again, it's Shutt and Bertuzzi as we look for power. Both guys have power, and we move on in this one. Total scoring chance of a 12. Visitor goalie must make a play save. So it's going to be a 4 or 5 with a dot to do so. 5 or a blank or 6 won't do so. Ken Dryden, as usual, makes the save to keep this game right where it's at of 3-2. Visitor scoring chance of a 45. Any visitor player with a power play circle star symbol creates a power play goal. Oh no, the Habs don't have a power play circle star out there, so that's not going to do anything. So no action in that segment, and we move on to the final segment before we go to the empty net mini chart of a penalty check between both players in 1. Both players have the same penalty rating of 0.5, and the ref says if I catch you doing it again, you're going to the sin bin. And we head now to the empty net mini chart. So keep your eye on the number right. Whoops. So keep on your eyes on the number that I highlighted right here. 10. Game is over. Stop the clock. Ooh, okay, with 5 minutes and 11 seconds left, indeed, we will play out Game 5 of this time frame as the Habs win Game 4 by a final score of 3-2 over the 22-23 Boston Bruins. As always, stay tuned for our Biddy Beer game summary of Game 4, presented by your favorite Biddy Beer products. If you choose to drink Biddy Beer, please drink responsibly. As always, it has big taste. At a Biddy price, it's Biddy Beer, as well as stay tuned for Game 5 coming up right after this.